Hey y'all, hey, it's Brene. How you doing? I hope today is really going great for you and that everything that you have been needing, wanting, desiring, praying for is definitely on its way to you. Now, as you can see, cards are already laid out. No, I didn't specifically pick them to control the reading, and I got excited, so I had to stop as I put them down. But anyway, these are the cards that we got, and so far, just from what I'm feeling, is a really good energy. So we have with this first one, I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. So right off the bat, I am definitely getting that there is something that was chosen prior to, and you may have felt like that was a wrong choice, so to speak, and you are having this opportunity to choose and try again. And this time you are choosing to move in love, to lead in love. I feel like just too, by the fact of saying that, this could be a situation where there was a love situation. There was, whether it's romantic love, platonic love, whatever kind of love it is, there was a love situation here. There was a love for the people, a love for community, a love for family, a love for, relationships, domestic, whatever the case is. There was a love here. And also I'm hearing that could have been church love too. There was a love for a person, a group of people in some sort of way, and within that there were wounds that were transferred over to you, and I'm getting that within these transfers of the wounds, it kind of hardened you to whatever that specific love situation was, and you chose fear. You chose to move in fear. You chose to see people as maybe they're all the same, they're just alike, they all want to hurt me, or whatever the case is. And I feel like you have hit a different space in your life. Here in Plateau, I don't know if that word need to really go there, but you've hit a different position in your life to where you've grown into a new perspective, a new way of seeing things, a new way of understanding and knowing that there is better, there is more, and that even in that pain, even in that hurt, there is still a desire to give, to love, to grow, to be. And you have come to a realization that you still have a choice. You have a choice to reconsider. And I feel like at this time that is something that you are doing, reconsidering, those aspects. Yes, that hurt is true, it's valid, and it did indeed sting, but your love is still a needed love. In whatever form or fashion, your love is still a needed love, a necessary love, a love that lights ways. And I feel like you're definitely choosing again to say, hey, I am still so filled with love. I still have so much to give. There is still so much within me that I want to share with others. And out of protection for myself, I'm depriving those who wouldn't take my love for granted, who wouldn't squander my love, who would definitely appreciate the love that I have to offer. Then next we have bounty and growth. 51 and 24, those numbers could be significant on the cards. But with this bounty and growth, within this change and transformation and this new vision, this new visual of love, of the new perspective, that you could still open yourself up to this love, to be loving, to share that. There was a new growth within you. There's a new bounty. There's a new harvest that you are reaping from the seeds that were sown in these moments that you did pour out this love. And that bounty, that harvest, is a part of this new perspective, is a part of the wisdom that was gained, the wisdom and knowledge and the understanding that was picked up after, not only after you went through this, but after you healed, after you were able to look through the lens of a healed eye. Not so much in the victimhood anymore, but in a healed eye, to see that love is still necessary. Even though I hurt, even though it wounded, someone needs it. And if I could be that person to give what I know I have, I possess, that's the best way I could choose to love, to be, to give. In that, I feel like you are a person who has been through many things and who has been affected and hurt and harmed in the search of love, whether that be of romantic love, platonic love, parental love. But specifically starting at parental, I feel like you are a person who experienced many hurts and in a way, what you thought was lack. And in those times as a kid, over analyzing, over obsessed, and then it trickled into your adult life. But one thing that has remained the same is that you are filled with love. And even after hurts and pains and the healing that had to take place, and you remembered, and the remembering of who you are, of who you've been, of what you possess, of the gift that God has given you, because this is definitely a gift, to love. You are a gift of love. You embody love. You are pulling in and pouring out so much of it right now. And as you continue to pour that on yourself first, this love radiates and it spills over onto others, and your path, your purpose is illuminated further. A calling, a purpose, a push to show others the way, to pull them out of those dark places, to assist, to impute and embark on self-love and the journey they're in, to show individuals, these people. And I feel like a lot when it comes to women, young women, the way to be free. To excel, grow, and reach beyond the measures in which they were boxed into. You are free flying, free flowing into new realms and new avenues of growth, of expansion, of love, of harmony. And with this growth, with teacher guides at the bottom, I feel like that is one thing that you may not have envisioned for yourself. In some cases you might even be a teacher, but I feel when it comes to that and all of what I just said, you are a teacher. You're a teacher of love, of hope, of hope. You may not realize it. You may think, no, not me and not little old me, but yes, you. Divinely you. Yes, you. You are teaching. You may think, I don't have a syllabus and I don't have any of this and I don't have baby, you've already been equipped for it. You've been qualified. You've been working that magic, and little do you know, it's already being picked up. You already have students, whether they admit it or not. And this isn't the teaching, this isn't the gift that needs validation. It's a gift that you are honored to see people loving on themselves and putting themselves first and choosing the best for themselves, no matter what that cost is. But you're thriving, you're growing. And in your growth, there are many doors opening, many gifts that are being enhanced and grown at this time. Your connection to Source, to God, is growing at this time. To your guides, you are so spiritually tapped in, spiritually anointed, covered, protected, spiritually knowledgeable, and curious for more. Your intuition is being grown right now. I don't know why I hear grown and groomed. You're being set up for greatness. You might notice more dreams, more weird, specific dreams. Write them down. Make note of them. Insight and visions, day visions as well, that are pointing you to what's next for you, what's ahead for you. And all of these things may not come with a complete breakdown, a complete guide, a complete step-by-step to each and every chapter, each and every aspect of this journey. But you are getting insight onto what's next. You are a powerhouse, a leader. A role model worth looking up to. No, that does not mean that you have to change and alter yourself and bully yourself into submission because you feel like you have these flaws or that or this or this. Your flaws make you who you are. Your flaws are beautiful. Your flaws are divine markings of who you are, of who God made you to be. Your flaws are absolutely fabulous. They on fleek. With this next card is number 36, and it reads, Leader of the Light. Where are you being called to serve and support others? And as I mentioned, within this love, just in the gift of love, you have so much to offer, so much to give, so much to teach. You have so much wisdom. And you may be young, and I'm being called to that 36 and 24. You might be young, and some people may look at you as you're too young to be wise. You're too young to know any better. You're too young to have been through anything, but that's not the case. And don't worry about proving yourself to them. You do as you're called, as you feel the need to do and to share. They'll either get with it or they'll get gone. And don't try to prove to anybody that you've been through something. God knows. And God honors you and honors what you have been through, what you have grown through. Because you have definitely grown through it. where and what areas specifically to you are you being called to show up in love? Is it for your community? Is it for your children? Is it for your girlfriends, your guy friends? Who and where are you being called to show up with this gift, this calling? You'll know. And if you don't, pray and ask to be led, to be shown for direction, and it'll be given to you. We have number 12 here. Your tribe, your true tribe, can't show up until you do. How can you show more of the real you? So you could be, because I'm feeling that you could be a content creator and beginning that journey. You could have definitely been on this journey for a little while, 6 months to a year. I'm seeing this 16 minutes on the timer, and it could have been 16 months that you've been active, and you may not be seeing the response that you want to see quite yet. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Even if right now you're not getting the response and the, I'm hearing activation. I don't know if that's significant, but the response and activation and the attention for that specific purpose and avenue in which you're taking, the more you show up, the more you are consistent and push and pursue and pray over your work, what you are sending out, what you are doing, who it's reaching, that it reaches the right person and people. I feel like the more you include God in that, the more you allow God to cover that, the more it is indeed covered. But in this journey, as you are definitely being obedient to this path and enjoying this purpose and walking in it, those in who are definitely on your path for you, that hold your greatest good, they are there. And it may take a little time to expose your channel, your avenue to them, for them to find you, but they will indeed find you. Just be a little bit more patient. And I feel like that may be a lot said. You may have, with this card, when I mentioned different hurts, or whether parental or whatever have you, you could have, quote unquote, lost many people or many connections, but you didn't lose. You didn't lose. You were just pushed higher. You began to excel, and in some ways, some people didn't. In some ways, some people saw you differently by you taking that initiative to climb higher. And ways were taken. But the time is coming where you are aligned and positioned with the right people for where you truly are, where your authentic self is right now. But keep showing up. What ways can you show up as the authentic self? Learn more about who you are. Try new things, new hobbies, new adventures. Ask yourself the hard questions, those deeper questions. What makes me happy? What makes me sad? What makes me feel free? What sets my soul on fire? What dampens that out? Ask yourself those questions. Get to know you better, deeper. The next we have 33, horse spirit. Freedom is yours. You are majestic, free, beautiful, mesmerizing. And with all of what I just named, there are so many people who want to hold on to you and hold on to you so tight. But if you imagine a flame burning, and what happens when you hold on to that flame so tight? It burns out. It's hidden. It can't be seen. You are free. Your energy, your spirit needs to be free. And this free, energetic spirit and mesmerizing soul that you have is setting others free, is showing others the way. You are the guiding light. As this light is pulling her up and she's being guided towards it, it's pulling her in. You are the guiding light to helping others out of whatever harmful, hurtful situations they may have themselves in. And with that freedom is yours. That freedom, this horse spirit, is another reminder of who you are, what you've been through, your scars, and the position that you are standing in. You've earned your freedom. You've earned your stripes. You have the wisdom. You've gained that wisdom. Next is 44, Panther Spirit. Reclaim your power. You might have given up your power to someone at some point in your life. As I mentioned back to this, it could be of any of those different avenues, but you relinquished your powers. You handed it over. And I feel like in some way, maybe you thought that's what you were supposed to do, what you were taught to do, what it made sense to do. Maybe you decided, hey, I want my partner to be a guide to me, to be that light that I follow, but did they have the light? Were they worth following? And I don't need to get far into that because you've already experienced it. You've already grown, and grown beautifully, might I add, from that. To continue to take back your power, continue to stand strong and tall in your power. I don't care if you're 3, 4. Stand tall in your power. That is yours. By you standing tall and erect in your power, that freedom, that authenticity is natural for you. It's natural, and it divinely and naturally brings in more opportunities, more abundance, more positioning for growth, for your wildest dreams to come true. We have the angel number 123, which reads vision. Angel whispers, your path will not look identical to anyone else's. That is what makes you unique. Remember that As you stay the path that feels connected, the path will continue to lead you to alignment. Let your vision be as different as you are. And before I say the affirmation that is on this card, all of these cards laid out are telling you how beautiful and divine and how different and set apart that you are. The power, the freedom, the authenticity, this divine spirit that you possess. You are different. You might be weird. You might have little funny or weird quirks about yourself. Be that. And be that as it may, there are people who are looking for you to show up without the mask, to show up in your authenticity, to show up as free and as beautiful and majestic as you are. You are magical. Baby, you are a light. A light, a divine light. And I know that this is part of a scripture. I can't remember which one, and I'm sorry. But you might know it might trigger something for you. But you are a lamp unto many paths, whether you realize that or not. Stay lit, okay? But the affirmation reads, my path is mine and mine alone. When I follow my path, alignment comes naturally. My path is mine and mine alone. When I follow my path, alignment comes naturally. Do what it is you know you're meant to do. Follow the path, follow the way, follow the light. Trust your intuition. Trust how you're being guided. Trust those nudges and those visions, those shifts. Trust them. Trust God. Trust yourself. But this is your path, your divine path. And even if someone says you're not qualified, you're not old enough, you haven't been through enough, know that God has validated you as gone through enough, as been through enough, as enough right where you are. Because, baby, God qualified you. God called you. God gave you this purpose. So if nobody understands this purpose, it's not for them to. It's not for them to agree with or disagree with, while they may. This is between you and God, your creator. No one else. No one else. Don't forget it. Okay. I put some additional cards for additional messages that were for you. General. So we have nurture your healthy relationships. So the relationships that are healthy. And as I put that over that card and what we were talking about when it comes to those different relationships of the past, nurture the healthy ones. Spend time with the healthy relationships. Spend time with the relationships that are going to push you and propel you forward. Spend time with the relationships that make you feel good, that add to your growth, your development, your happiness. Lord, I pray that my enemies find refuge in you, Ashe, and again, that attests to your heart, to your love for people, for community, for again, people. There's not too many people who are willing to pray for their enemies. But your heart is still so big that you still see where and how that person may be hurting and the reasoning why they may have came at you sideways or whatever. Your compassion is through the roof. And your compassion is showing here right now. Even those who have hurt and harmed you, you still wish the very best for them. And that speaks a lot to who you are, your character. You're amazing. Time to unplug, detox from TV, social media, sweets, friends, family circles. So, in whatever way specifically, because your intuition would have already nudged you, this would be a confirmation to you as to exactly what the unplugging is for. Basically, this is a spiritual detox, a fasting, if you will. This also may be a permanent unplugging. Because this is, you're excelling, you're going to higher heights. And I'm also seeing this Aquarius could be significant here, but as she is ascending into the space, the time, these are planets around her, and she is shimmering just as a star. You are a rising star. And the world is going to see you. The world will grow to love you, to honor you. To validate and to appreciate you. To love you for what it is you've experienced and that you are able to share with the world, with them, for their growth, their expansion. And I feel like it's time to unplug and nurture these healthy relationships that you have. Pray for your enemies and all of that, is because you are going higher. And as you do these different things, it is continuously pushing you ahead. This separation is to give you more focus, more dedication, more time to dedicate and focus on what it is that your path is setting you towards. This purpose in which you are on the journey towards. And when it comes to these enemies and these relationships which you're separating from or have already separated from, and the healthy ones that you nourish, so that when this does take off, you rising beautiful star, you already know who's with you and who's supposed to be, who isn't. You're already positioned and in place. This calculated risk could change it all. So I know I mentioned about, content creating. This next risk, whatever it is, whatever way you're being guided, because your intuition is picking up messages. Whether you offer a class, or whether you break something down in a way that is very, very beneficial to the community, to the collective, to the world. There's a calculated risk that you are about to take, that you are contemplating on right now. And yes, you know which one it is. That's the one. This calculated risk of yours could change it all. Are you willing to step forward? I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. Love is freeing. Love allows you to be exactly who you are, your authentic self. Love allows this calculated risk for growth, for expansion. Fear was already a path that you chose prior, and you know what that leads to. That fear contained scariness. That fear had you stuck. Fear will hold you. Growth will propel. Which one do you choose? You know where fear has kept you, where fear has taken you. See where this risk will take you. You're not going to regret it. But it's up to you to take that leap. Freedom is yours. And as I see that and say what I'm saying, you can't lead a horse to water. Excuse me, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can't make him choose. God can pour all this out. I can pour all it out. Anybody can pour all of this out, this motivation, this message to you, but it's up to you to choose. Do you stay frozen in fear? Or do you grow? It's up to you. Healing is a whole. Mind, body, spirit, soul. Your healing needs to be all of you. Completely. You can't really heal one part of you without healing the other aspects. And maybe that's something that you'll be able to teach. You'll be able to lead by example. Healing is not just what we eat. Healing is not just hitting the gym 3 times a week. Healing is not just affirmations alone. Healing is not just showing up to church, praise and worship, and then that's it. Healing is mind, body, spirit, and your soul. Healing is a soul. Healing is a whole effort. It's a whole effort. You humble, but God gonna razzle your dazzle. So again, you are a rising star in all that you have been through, all that you have experienced for the greater good of this world, of this community in which you are going to impact. And God has double for your trouble. God has so much purpose for your pain. They might add there's some money involved, lucrativity here. I don't know if that's a real word, but I'm going to use it. Lucrativity is here. And that's not even the main focus, but it comes with it. Keep trusting, keep moving. We also have don't let one ruin it. Ruin it or you for the right one. And just again, the placements. Whoever these past people are, don't let them ruin it. I know I spoke about giving up your power in the past. This may be fresh. This may be old. This may be a wound in which you have healed from. But the thought of it still kind of gives you a little bit of fear. That may, I'm sorry, I'm throwing cards at you. That may be this calculated risk. That may be an additional calculated risk in which you're taking. Because I don't know what you and God speak about. You could have a bunch of risk on the table that you're ready to take a leap on. You could have one risk on the table that you're going to take a leap on, and it changes everything. It changes all the cards. You know. But don't let one person, one bad apple ruin it for the right one. I didn't mean to throw it at y'all, but these are some initials that could be significant, whether they're yours, whether they're connected to a person that you've removed, no matter how these initials go, you know where they go and how they go. Use your intuition. But we have L, Z, X, and I could be significant. 1219 could be significant. Your ancestors are about to ride out on somebody behind. So when it comes to these enemies that you're praying for, you may be praying for them so you don't have to get active and involved. I can hear that. Like, Lord, please handle them before I have to step in, because I'm trying to remain humble and on my path. So I'm going to give it to you to let you handle it. And I think that's your answer. God say, okay, I got it. I'm going to send somebody. So it's taken care of. It's good. Full disclosure, all facts. So as I said before, you could be getting all the information through your intuition, doing your communication with God and your guides. You can be getting it through dreams, visions, premonitions, and messages from other individuals. They don't have to be specific people, but it could be a random person that gives you some information that propels you and gives you different information that you need to go forward. You also could be getting some different information when it comes to content creating, how to position yourself in your channels to reach those different avenues. But you're getting all the facts. Just know that you're getting all the facts. Set a new set of intentions on the new month ahead. So with March coming, you are being asked to set brand new intentions, reshape your intentions, those ones that may not have been quite reached, if any, but definitely to set you a new set of intentions. And even if you are revisiting old ones that old goals and things like that that haven't been reached just yet, reword them to make them new. We have Capricorn involvement, so there could be a Capricorn involved with this situation. However that turns out for you, wherever they are, place them accordingly, into the unknown. So with that growth and that taking the risk, that calculated risk, yes, this sends you out into the unknown, where that woman was floating out into space, in the darkness of space, where you see the stars, you see the planets, you see different things, and you don't know what's out there because it's so vast, it's so wide, it's so huge. But you are that star. And baby, regardless of what is unknown about it, you're gonna shine. But trust that as you journey into the unknown, as God takes your hand into this unknown place, into this new place, this new aspect in which you have no idea, you have no understanding. You're new here. Just know that God has you. And when they say it's not what you know, but who you know God, you know the Creator. So who better to know? Trust where you're being taken, where you're being led. You okay? New car here. So you could be getting a new car. You could have already just gotten a new car. That can be something that comes along with this journey. That can also be with this, you humble but God about to razzle dazzle. You might be very humble and, just very grateful and very down to earth. You don't really shine and show off, but God is going to give you something, because you are that star. You're meant to shine. So He's going to give you a few shiny little toys and things. But you definitely could be headed into getting a new car soon, if not already. Congratulations on this new upgrade, this new adventure, this new journey. Start dating again. So you may have definitely closed yourself off, because we got that twice basically, because to start dating again with the don't let no one or that one ruin it for you. Ruin it for the right person. I'm reading it all wrong. Don't let anyone, don't let that past person, don't let anybody ruin it for the right person, because you are the right person for somebody. And even though that last was not, that's somebody in your path. That's somebody that God has for you. And don't hold yourself up, whether from your life, going towards your purpose and your career, your evolution, whether it goes towards love, no matter what direction it goes, don't bind yourself and glue yourself to a position where you can't move any longer because of a situation that, as it says, and you've grown from it, is no longer even relevant to you. You can start again. And this start can be so much more bright and beautiful than the last one. This could be that real, genuine start to the greatest opportunities ahead. Take the leap. Go on friend dates. So going out with your friends, hanging out with your friends. This could be a friend that you go on a friend date with, and lo and behold, it's gonna end up being a real date. Who knows? But start making yourself available to enjoy, to be free, to enjoy your life. Expect text or call within 3 days. So I don't know who's supposed to be texting you or calling you within 3 days. This could be your intuition. This could be a message from God, from your guides within 3 days. This could be messages from anybody withholding these initials. This could be a response from this friend. And you can ask them if they want to go on a friend date with that. We got vacation me please, so you feel like you need a vacation, or that you very much want a vacation. For some, wanting to experience a vacation. It's coming. It's in the cards. We got privacy is for your protection. So you might have been called to be a little quieter about things. You might already be in that position of being a little quieter, as we talked about before. You are in that space of, I've had to remove, and now I'm waiting on God to replace. So you might want to talk to someone, and it's reminded, don't go backwards. Don't go talking to people who's not going to understand, and who are going to see you as showing off. That's God doing. But a lot of what God is doing right now and about to do, keep it to yourself. You don't have to, especially when it comes to this content creating, you don't have to put all that out there and say, hey, come follow me, come do that. Pray that God sends the right ones. Pray that you know who the right ones are for that discernment. Okay. Signs that could be directly involved, other than the ones that I mentioned prior, is Gemini, Sagittarius, and Leo. The cards for the bottom of the decks, we had got call, a friend, or text. And there was something mentioned up here too about 3 days. Number 3 could be significant. Something could be happening in threes. or threes just are very significant to you. The month of March could be very significant. The 3rd of March could be significant, 3-3. An Aries can be involved. A Scorpio can be involved. We have 777 alignment. Self-love, peace, dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. So whatever is trying to be placed in front of you, as it's not for you, it's some negative stuff being trying to be put in front of you and deter you, but the truth will outbeat illusion every time. Your intuition will expose. Your intuition will expose. The numbers on those cards are 22, 47, 18, and 18 reads your purpose is personal expansion. This is a personal journey for you. And as there was a card here before, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I can't remember, but nobody's got to understand your path, because that path is divinely given to you. And even if they don't understand it, that still does not change the fact that that is indeed your path. So I hope that this message was, insightful to you, or gave you some hope, some motivation to push in any way that you might have needed it. If it resonated and then you feel free to say so, leave a comment. Feel free to like, subscribe, share it if you will. But upon anything, I pray that you leave refreshed, revived, renewed, and full again to know that I too have a purpose, have a calling, have a push on my life. And I am divinely guided, protected, and aligned with the best life possible for me. I am included in this walk. I am included in this purpose. I am included in the beautiful things that God is doing right now. I pray that you always know that God loves you so much, and that you are protected and loved beyond what you can even understand. May you feel the embrace of God, of your ancestors, of your guides. May you always know that you are very, very important. You are a masterpiece. Masterpiece along this road, along this path. And have a little fun too. So I pray the best for you and that you enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. Tell yourself that you love you too and mean it. Hug yourself, embrace yourself. You are beautiful. You are divine. You are magnificent. Okay? Now with that, I bid you adieu. Love you later. Bye.